Hello, Harry Potter fans! Peter Kenneth here. Welcome back to the Potter Collector channel, where we are a community of collectors. I am very excited to bring you guys a first look at a Noble Collection item, a brand new Noble Collection item, actually a Noble Toys item, and they have released a toy collectible or toy-lectable that feature highly detailed sculpt work in the figures themselves. We will take a closer look and see just how detailed they are. But this initial release features Hermione, Dumbledore, Harry, and Dobby. Kind of an unusual mix of characters, but I kind of like that. It's not what you would just expect, you know, Harry, Ron, Hermione, and maybe Dumbledore or something. But they threw Dobby in there, and I'm sure that they are planning additional BendyFigs for the future. A big thank you to the Noble Collection for sending these items for me to show you guys. All opinions will be my own. Let's first take a look at all 4 of the boxes. Here is Dobby himself, Dobby the house elf. These are basically action figures, and I like that action figure packaging. It has branding here, BendyFigs, Noble Toys by the Noble Collection. And I love this new word, toy-lectable. And it's a toy-lectable figure with a display stand. On the back it shows a photo of Dobby, as well as the other 3 BendyFigs in this set. Next up we have Albus, Percival, Wulfric, Brian, Dumbledore, the Michael Gambon version. It would have been nice if they started with the Richard Harris version, my favorite of the 2, but this one looks pretty cool. So the Dumbledore, Harry, and Hermione BendyFigs all come with cloth robes. Dobby's clothing looks like it's just molded onto him. So that's the big difference between Dobby and the wizards, and all 3 of them also come with their wands. So we see the Elder Wand here for Dumbledore. We'll take a closer look at all of the figurines once we get them out of the packaging. The exact same as the back as Dobby, except for the fact that we have a photo of Dumbledore here on the side. Next up is Harry Potter, and once again, very similar packaging, but we have Harry on the back. I do really like the packaging of these and how they feel like action figures. And last but not least, we have Miss Hermione Granger and the back right there. So I'm very curious to see what these look and feel like, how bendy they are, what poses you can bend them into. So let's pop them open. Now, I believe that these BendyFigs won like Toy of the Year for 2020, which is pretty cool. All right, so we have Hermione Granger out of her packaging, and her hands are also wrapped in plastic. So let's take the plastic off of her hands. So the figures are very well packed and protected. So here is her wand, and it is definitely Hermione Granger's wand. All right, let's slip this into her hand. All right, the first thing I'm noticing, unless this bends too, oh yeah, it looks like you can adjust her hand so that it holds onto the wand better. Yeah, even so, it's very loose. The wand in her hand is very loose. But let's put the wand aside for a second and take a look at her face. This is pretty darn good. It looks like Emma Watson in Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone or Sorcerer's Stone and Chamber of Secrets. I think this is supposed to represent the first few movies. Her Hogwarts robes are very simple. They are not removable, and they're kind of attached up here where her shirt, tie, and sweater are located. Oh yeah, this is definitely from the first 2 movies because of the look of the sweater as well as her skirt underneath here. This all changed at the 3rd movie. So this is definitely supposed to represent the first 2 movies. Let's give this bendiness a try. So let's just, see how bendy she's very bendy, and it does hold its shape. Her legs are in a weird position, and that's not natural, but to just kind of see how bendable this is. Her arms don't have a lot of give when it comes to bend. Let's put her on her stand. There she is on her stand. Her wand is not going to stay in her hand. There we go, now it's a little bit more tight. The body is not bendable at all, so it's really just the arms and the legs. And on Hermione, I'm not sure about the other ones, but I wish that there was a little bit more bend in her arms. Now, the good thing about the bendability of her arms is when you do bend them, even the slightest of bends, it does hold its place. So minor bends or adjustments to how you display your figure will hold. So that's actually a really big plus. All right, next up we have Albus, Percival, Wulfric, Brian, Dumbledore. His gray robes have some nice detailing on the front as well as the sleeves, and then we can kind of see his underrobe attached to his arm. This is just sculpted into the figurine itself. His face looks like Michael Gambon, but like a cartoonish version of Michael Gambon, if that makes sense. Whereas Hermione looked like more of Emma Watson than like a cartoonish version of Hermione, but it does look kind of like Michael Gambon. We can see his detailed hat there. He's wearing some pants underneath of his robe, and then his arms are a little bit more bendy than Hermione's were. So let's raise his wand arm and see how well the Elder Wand fits in his hand. Definitely fits better than Hermione's, so it's possible that this particular Hermione just had some larger hands. But here he is holding the Elder Wand, and again, very slight changes, and they hold their place, which is nice because sometimes if you're wanting to display something, a hand is like just a little bit off. This allows you to rotate the arm, rotate the hand, and get that perfect pose that you want for your displays. Of the two so far, Hermione is my favorite, just based on the fact that this kind of looks more cartoonish than Hermione does. His robe also feels a little bit too large for me. All right, let's save Dobby for last, and we'll open up Harry. Now, I do want to mention, keep an eye out in the very near future for a giveaway for a full set of brand new BendyFigs. But no more questions. Don't ask any more questions. That's top secret, that is. All right, taking a look at the sculpt on Harry. Absolutely looks like Dan Radcliffe in the first movie. And based on the sweater and the tie design, it is supposed to be from the first two movies. The one thing is his glasses are a little bit too big. The rims are just a little bit too thick. And I mean, for something this small, that's hard to make. I'm sure that BendyFigs made them as small as they could, but they are still just a little bit too large. But if you look beyond the glasses, you must look beyond. But if you look beyond the glasses, you can absolutely see first year Harry Potter or Dan Radcliffe in this sculpt. Out of these two, and Hermione is best so far, I think Harry Potter takes the trophy for the best sculpt, but again, it's kind of hidden behind those thick glasses. He has the exact same robe as Hermione does, but he's wearing pants underneath instead of a skirt. Again, he has that Hogwarts sweater as well as the tie and shirt. We have his scar right there on his forehead, and let's give his arms a little bend. So he holds his wand well, just like Dumbledore, but there is Mr. Harry Potter. So all of these figs are about 7 inches tall. They will fit on your shelves easily amongst your other Harry Potter items. Dumbledore, Hermione, and Harry, all three have hoods, so you can put their hood on if you want to. I do wish that you could open up the robe to kind of reveal that sweater a little bit more. And like Dumbledore and Hermione, his clothes underneath the robe sleeve are molded onto the BendyFig itself. So the only cloth element is the robe. I like the stands that come with them. They're black, round, and simple. And then we have the Wizarding World logo on there. And on the bottom of the stand, there is some copyright info as well as logos. Now, one thing I would love to hear from you guys, I've never really been like a big action figure kind of guy. I can absolutely appreciate them, but I've never really collected them. Based on seeing these items, how do these compare to other action figures that are out there? I'd be curious to see your opinion. Let's open up Dobby, and I can already tell that he's gonna be my favorite because, yeah, he's absolutely my favorite. His long nose and his, just wait until you see him. His nose is protected as well as his hands. So let me take that wrapping off. Okay, the one thing I'm noticing that is kind of weird, and I don't know why they're like this, there are a bunch of holes on his arms and legs. So I'm assuming these are like molding holes of some kind, or maybe that allows you to bend the figures. Like you couldn't display the back of him because it looks kind of odd to have these 3 holes everywhere. As far as bendability goes, Dobby is by far the most bendy and very easy to pose. Let's put him on his stand, and here he is. See how well this bends? The slightest movements and it holds the bend perfectly. Even something like that, or like that, you know, even though that's kind of an unnatural pose, it's just incredible to see how well these hold their position. He's definitely the most detailed out of all 4 of them. The paint job is beautiful, so the shadowing, all of his wrinkles are highlighted. The sheet or pillowcase that he's wearing is nicely formed. Great detail on his hands, his face, his ears. So definitely the most detailed. Sculpt-wise, I still think that Harry has the best sculpt when it comes to looking like the actor, if you look past the glasses. Even the way that the mouth is sculpted looks like how Dan Radcliffe closes his mouth. Second best sculpt I would probably say is Dobby, followed by Hermione, and then Dumbledore here. So what are your thoughts about these 4 items? Which one is your favorite? Is this something that you can see yourself collecting yourself? Let me know in the comments down below. If this is something that you are interested in adding to your collection, check the description down below. I have posted a link to the Noble Collection website. A big thank you to Noble Collection for allowing me to give this first look of these really fun BendyFigs. Out of the 4, Dobby is my favorite, followed by Hermione. If you have any questions about Harry Potter or collecting, please feel free to leave a comment down below. You can also join the Potter Collector community on Instagram at the Potter Collector or on Twitter at Potter Collector. Now it's time to like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, keep collecting. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, welcome. You can subscribe right up here. You can also look at some previously posted content down here. If you have any questions about Harry Potter books or collecting, please feel free to contact me. I'm always happy to help. But for now, I must go. See you next time.
Whoa, where'd he go?